Hello, my name is Sunil Kumar Sailapu, a researcher from Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. On behalf of my co-authors, Dipanjali Datta, Amresh Kumar Sahu, Siddhartha Shankar Ghosh, and Arun Chattopadhyaya from Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, India, I would like to report our recent article, a single platform for gene and protein expression analysis using luminescent gold nanoclusters. The study of genes and proteins are an essential element in understanding the functionality of an intact organism. The information coded in genes and proteins enlightens various aspects such as to identify if an individual is affected by a disease or to find the chances of being susceptible to it. Additionally, the studies would lead to characterize diseases, develop personalized medicines and novel treatments. Though there have been tremendous achievements in the field of genomics and proteomics, it have been associated with sophisticated instrumentation, complex and multiple-step fabrication and analysis techniques. Most importantly, traditional approaches often requires more than one instrument and probes for both DNA and protein analysis. Although advanced techniques such as qPCR can be implemented for real-time sample analysis, its usage is not deemed necessary in many cases. Another technique, loop-mediated isothermal amplification, though promising, suffers from drawbacks such as complicated primer designing method, challenges during multiplexing, and contamination. Hence, semi-quantitative PCR has remained a standard technique in molecular diagnostics. Thereby, it is equally important to develop devices and easy methods to be applicable in routine usages where the semi-quantitative PCR assay can be viewed as a useful alternative. Key aspect in PCR carried out by specific primers is detection of DNA amplicons through staining techniques for understanding the presence or absence of a particular gene. These semi-quantitative PCR-based approaches could serve as a first principle assay for understanding the infection status or the presence of a particular genetic material as well as protein for which qPCR is not mandatory. In addition, the traditional approaches to study the gene and protein expression often involve carcinogenic and expensive probes. Further, they involve processes for functionalization of the probes to achieve high sensitivity and selectivity. Importantly, current methods commonly use multiple probes for the detection of both DNA and protein. Thus, they lack universality of approach, leading to careful design optimization of techniques and could be costly. Organic dyes involved in traditional approaches suffers from drawbacks such as poor water solubility, photoblinking, low stability, cytotoxicity, carcinogenity, and requirement of functionalization. Even nanomaterials such as quantum dots applied for gene and protein detection has concerns related to toxicity and photostability. It is worth noting here that most of the diagnostic techniques for RT-PCR and microarray adopt initial synthesis of nanomaterials followed by specific functionalization for conjugation with biomolecules. This particular approach demands extra labor such as isolation of the probe and processing and is thus time consuming. Thereby, it makes them not suitable for fast detection. Alternatively, one could develop new technology that would unify both the gene and protein analysis in a single platform by virtue of single bio-friendly signal generating probe to achieve rapid staining techniques. This would allow easy access of rapid diagnostics by large population at an affordable cost. Few atom luminescent metal nanoclusters are an exciting option as fluorophores because of their small size, high photostability, water solubility and biocompatibility. Provided an efficient synthesis procedure of luminescent probes is obtained integrating into the core functionality of PCR and array-based studies, it could pave for the development of a device with common mode of detection for the study of genes and proteins. We developed a rapid single-step synthesis of gold nanoclusters and can be carried out directly using different classes of DNA or protein. The synthesis used the final PCR amplicons in liquid and DNA or protein samples spotted on nitrocellulose or PVDF membrane as the template with HACl4 and mercaptopropanoic acid as the reagent, and eventually was achieved when subjected to a single heating and cooling cycle. This resulted in the synthesis of gold nanoclusters in proportion to the amount of DNA or protein. The synthesis was carried out in a rather short time to achieve nearly homogeneous gold nanoclusters without any need for further processing and thereby making it an excellent choice in applications as the diagnostic probe. The gold nanoclusters exhibited luminescence with a peak emission at 585 nanometer when excited by 244 nanometer light. The luminescence of the gold nanoclusters was proportional to the amount of the template present, that is, either DNA or protein concentration. Hence, study of the luminescence profile revealed the nature of the reactions or the interactions occurred, provided there was a change in the amount of the biomolecule. Employing luminescent gold nanoclusters as a signal generating agents, we report a single platform based approach for carrying out RT-PCR and array-based studies of multiple genes or proteins using a benchtop device employing switchable holders and custom design software. This synthesis of AU nanoclusters on the PCR products in the tube itself or on the hybridized PCR products in the nitrocellulose membrane or on the purified protein bound to an antibody attached to PVDF membrane was achieved using the device itself and was all possible in one platform. The device is modular in design and constitutes two major blocks, thermocycler and visualization unit. The device is interfaced with computer or laptop and controlled through custom developed software. The thermocycler unit is used to achieve temperature cycling necessary for carrying out the RT-PCR process, gene or protein array-based experiments, and synthesis of gold nanoclusters on DNA or protein in both liquid and on membrane. The unit is equipped with switchable sample holders to accommodate both commercially available PCR tubes and membrane, thus facilitating easy switching between the process as per the need. A custom designed embedded circuit is a core electronic element responsible for operation of the thermocycler. The visualization unit consists of a UV source to provide illumination to the samples. It also features a camera source for visualization and imaging of the samples. The modular optimization of the thermocycler and visualization unit provides a compact, cost-effective platform for DNA and protein studies. Moreover, these units could be independently used for different purposes. The developed software, besides augmenting the operation experience, would allow complete analysis of the samples. The device and methods were applied to evaluate gene profiling related to apoptosis in HeLa cancer cells after treatment with chemotherapeutic drug doxorubicin. The apoptosis-specific genes in control and doxorubicin-treated cells, BCL2, BAX, and caspase-3 were amplified from both control and treated samples in the device using gene-specific primers. Commercially obtained corresponding single-stranded apoptotic marker genes were immobilized on the nitrocellulose membrane in increasing amounts per spot. After this, PCR amplicons were heated and then snap-cooled in the thermocycler to obtain single-stranded products, and they were subsequently transferred to the above-mentioned spots containing single-stranded DNA. Following hybridization, gold nanoclusters were synthesized on these spots by a single heating and cooling cycle using the thermocycler unit of the device. The luminescence of the synthesized gold nanoclusters was observed using the visualization unit, and the gene regulation outputs were quantified in correlation to the luminescence profile. The analysis was also carried out simultaneously by traditional ethidium bromide based method. Both traditional and our approach with gold nanoclusters indicated that the apoptotic genes BAX, caspase-3 were upregulated and BCL2 was downregulated with respect to endogenous control beta-actin, signifying apoptosis in the case of doxorubicin-treated HeLa cells in comparison to that in the control HeLa cells. Thereby, gold nanoclusters were successfully applied to probe the expression of multiple genes governing the apoptosis pathway in the HeLa cells. Also, the current method was applicable for synthesis of gold nanoclusters on both linear and plasmid forms of DNA. To the best of our knowledge, there is no report of a common method for the formation of gold nanoclusters on both linear and plasmid forms. Building on the successful applications of gold nanoclusters in assaying DNA, we developed a novel method of synthesizing gold nanoclusters on protein templates. This was to combine protein expression studies alongside gene analysis in the same device. The synthesis in the presence of proteins also involved a single-step heating and cooling cycle with similar precursors as in the case of DNA. For the application of these nanoclusters in protein expression studies, the expression profiling of GST and GST-H-GM-CSF in E. coli cells was performed after their isolation and purification. After obtaining the proteins in their functional form, they were allowed to interact with their respective anti-GST antibodies previously immobilized on the PBDF membrane along with their GST, GST-H-GM-CSF and anti-GST antibody controls. Then, gold nanoclusters were synthesized on the respective spots using the thermocycler unit in a single cycle of heating and cooling as in case of DNA. Thereafter, the membrane was imaged using the visualization unit and the luminescent intensity of the gold nanoclusters was found to be highest in case of GST anti-GST antibody conjugate followed by GST-H-GM-CSF anti-GST antibody conjugate when compared to only GST-H-GM-CSF anti-GST antibody. These results corroborated the standard SDS Page and Bradford assay results. As the formation of the nanoclusters was found to be dependent on the amount of protein, it was observed that in case of immobilized antibodies or only GST protein on the membrane, there was no visible formation of nanocluster as adequate amount of protein was absent in both these cases. Whereas, when both the immobilized antibody along with GST protein were present together, the increase in amount of protein content led to the formation of nanoclusters. Hence, in the absence of analyte, which can be either the antibody or the antigen depending on the assay, the luminescence will not be generated or will be less compared to the antigen-antibody conjugate. As a control experiment, specific GST protein and a non-specific BSA protein was interacted with anti-GST antibody, and it was found that the luminescence did not get enhanced in the case of BSA as it did with increasing concentrations of GST, possibly due to washing away of the non-specific BSA antigen. It may be further mentioned here in the array-based analysis involving either gene or protein, addition of zinc ions during the synthesis of gold nanoclusters enhance the luminescence intensity. The reason for the increase in luminescence may be attributed to the aggregation of gold nanoclusters caused by the zinc ions. Thus, this technique can be used for enhancement of luminescence in case of lower signal intensity. In brief, we presented a single platform for the assaying of genes and proteins based on luminescent biofriendly gold nanoclusters using a benchtop device. A common rapid method to synthesize biocompatible gold nanoclusters on both DNA and protein template was achieved using the device. This facile and rapid synthesis of gold nanoclusters on both DNA and protein allowed semi-quantitative and qualitative analysis. Further, it provided a method of synthesis of gold nanoclusters as a common proof for both DNA and protein studies in liquid as well as samples on membrane. The incorporation of switchable holders in the device gave the feasibility to carry out PCR and array-based studies of both DNA and proteins on a single platform. The developed software allows to control the device and carry out analysis besides giving an enhanced user experience. Given the modular construction of the device, it allows independent module usage, easy access, and upgradation. Further, bio-friendly techniques, methods, and materials were incorporated. The device with integrated methods may create motivation to converge various techniques and develop methods in a view to make rapid diagnostics available to a majority of people across the globe. Finally, we would like to acknowledge Department of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India for the financial support. The complete work and the analysis was carried out at Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, India. Thank you for your kind attention.